أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على رسوله الكريم الحمد لله رب العالمين. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Ramadan Mubarak. And so, dear brothers and sisters, like I mentioned in closing during our last session, that we were going to start back with the discussion concerning shukru lillahi khalisan. And this shukru lillahi khalisan is a statement Imam Tabari mentioned, and I think he was quoting Ghazali, or one of those scholars in the religion, concerning the fact that appreciation is due to Allah exclusively. And the implication is that no matter whether it's directly on you or on someone else, Allah deserves the praise for it. That we show appreciation to Allah because it is He who is actually the one who has allowed it to be in existence. Without Allah, it doesn't exist. And so this appreciation, if we go down the line, dear brothers and sisters, we'll notice that there is a maladaptive behavior in society that seems to always run toward things that are not pleasing to Allah as a means and expression of ingratitude. If you look at the last year's events concerning all of the things with regards to, being someone who may not necessarily want to be recognized for your own gender of origin. Do you know that the minute we begin to think that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made a mistake, that's a form of ingratitude? To think that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made a mistake by making you a woman, and instead you're supposed to be a man. Or He made a mistake by making you a man, but instead you want to be a woman. You make it seem as though that Allah made a mistake. No, He didn't make no mistake. He made you in a perfect mold. The problem is that you're not grateful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for making you who you are. Why don't we appreciate the fact that Allah made us that way? Why don't we appreciate the manner in which Allah made our genders and selected it for us? We didn't choose, so what makes you think we can choose now? But even then, dear brothers and sisters, it's our ingratitude for the fact that Allah made us that way, and we are having a trouble struggling with this idea that Allah made us one way, but we want to be another way. So the question is, why don't you appreciate the way Allah made you? Why aren't you grateful that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given you a gender, made you male, so you should stay there and perfect that. He made you female, you should stay there and perfect that. And the minute you start talking like Allah made a mistake, this is when it's a blatant expression of ingratitude. But Ramadan is here to show us that we should be grateful for whatever Allah gives us. So we talk about gender, but then we look at people in terms of their race, and we find that people have a problem with being who they are in terms of race. So much to the point that thousands and millions of tons of thousands of tons of skin bleach is sold around the world, dear brothers and sisters. People bleaching their skin because they don't like their complexion. Ingratitude to how Allah made us. Can you imagine that? Someone not being pleased with the way Allah made them, so they want to take it upon themselves to fix it. So they're selling this skin bleaching cream around the world. Astaghfirullah, dear brothers and sisters. Why can't we be the people that are pleased with how Allah made us? Why can't we be a people that have some pride in our own skin tone? Why is it that we feel a need to change what Allah had already established? May Allah help us. To that we say Ameen. Dear brothers and sisters, when we talk about gratitude, we talk about people abusing friendships, not appreciative to their friends, or that Allah blessed them to have these companions, to have someone genuine with them. and all other areas in life. He's given you funds and you've taken those and you've done something else with them. He's given you skills and you use those skills for evil. These are all forms of ingratitude. Dear brothers and sisters, we seek refuge in Allah from being ungrateful to Allah. And we ask Allah this time to increase us in our gratitude during this blessed month of Ramadan. When we come back, dear brothers and sisters, we'll continue in our discussion about the transformative nature of fasting in the month of Ramadan with regards to the goals. Assalamu alaikum.